Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I want to give you kind of an update. This is May 22nd, 2018, and I'm trying to get things set up where I'm going to be taking off again. That the last time I went 5 months in China. Well, I went China and a little bit of Thailand. And that time period is a good time period. So I'll probably be leaving in October, November, and I'll be back in spring sometime. I'm still not sure where I'm going. I'm still I've got like I said, I've got obligations here, and my main obligations is as an American, we the people, kind of. That's my main obligation here. And but if I'm not needed, this isn't a good place for me to be. It's really complicated around here. I mean, in the States, it's really tough on me. Like I say, I'm a nonconformist. I think outside the box. I am active. I like to do things. I like to learn things, and I sure don't like being told what to do. And I say, and it's not just happened to come to me all of a sudden. I mean, it's been like that all my life. I say I have people tell me I'm my worst enemy because I get myself in trouble, and every time I get myself in trouble, probably not every time, but most of the time when I get myself in trouble, it's because I just don't go along. And like I say, my lifestyle, seeing I don't have anything, I'm still homeless and jobless and no money, and seeing I'm like that, it's difficult to be controlled. And so I pretty much I have control over myself. And then I say I stay fit. I take care of myself because I say I don't do doctors, don't do medicine. So when it's like that, personal responsibility really jumps up the scale on things you got to do. And like I say, the food's not really good here, not healthy. Tastes good. Don't get me wrong on that. I enjoy eating here. I noticed my change of diet. I'm a sugar addict, and in China I was able to break that. I went through all the withdrawals. And going through the withdrawals is much easier when I was in China. And the main reason was there was so much new stuff around me, and I was just so overwhelmed on things that I had a lot of problems. So the sugar withdrawals was just added on to everything else. And so I'm thinking what I'm going to do. When it gets hot, even out here on the ranch, when it really gets hot, we don't do a lot. That's why I take off in the summer. And then when it's cold and all that stuff, well, then that's normally why I take off in the winter. And then we brought the herd down a lot. We don't have that many now. And so now it's more fun. I thought it would start turning into work, but like I say, now it's more fun. But like I say, I still got to stay active. And in the heat, I can't stay active. So like I say, I will be taking off for sure, unless things change. You know, my world, anything can happen. So, but I will be taking off. I say October, November. I'm still thinking where I'm going to go. And I'm going to throw this out. Okay, Thailand is probably first on the list. And then I've really enjoyed Thailand. Thailand, even though I wasn't there all that long, Thailand was probably about one of the easiest countries I've gone to, and was welcomed. You know, I mean, it's a very welcoming country, and so that is really on the top of the list. The Philippines, maybe. This is something I'm thinking about through the summer now. I'm thinking about going down to the Caribbean. I told you before I thought about learning how to sail. And I don't really want to live in a bunch of islands and not know how to sail. It doesn't sound too smart. So I'm thinking about going down to the Caribbean. I want to wait for the hurricanes to start coming down here in the Caribbean. This way, I don't want to be around all the tourists and stuff like that. You know, I'm not a touristy kind of guy. And so I may go down there. I'm still thinking about it. Mexico, I really enjoyed Mexico. I really like Mexico. And Mexico's close enough that I can get back to the United States if need be. So, and Mexico's really a welcoming place. It may not be welcoming to your standards, but like I say, I've made friends. I've traveled down there so much, you know, that because I drove it all the time, you know, I've been driving in Mexico since probably the 80s, and 90s, I guess, I started driving across Mexico. So I've got good, but like I say, you got to. It's a unique experience down there. So that might be where I'm going to go. I want to stay through the summer. I want to stay in this hemisphere. Okay. The reason I don't sail, and the reason I'd stay away from island places, is I've got food allergies. I didn't even want to say anything about it, but like I say, I do, and it's basically around seafood. I'm not going to go into detail, but like I say, so seafood, I have to really watch what I eat. And this is why sailing has, you know, I can do it physically, at least I think I can do it physically, but I say the diet is something that I got to really be aware of. And normally I would do it if I had somebody with me. This is why I talk about looking for a mate, somebody to be with, to share my life. Because like I say, when I eat the wrong thing, it's it could be severe, and they need to know how to care for me. And this is why, as I say, I don't do doctors. So if I go to the Caribbean and start sailing and running around down there, I'm not going to learn it all at one time. I'm not going to take sailing classes. Learning the sailing is kind of a misconception. It's not the physical act of learning to sail that I'm interested in. And if you're with me, you would understand what I'm talking about. But what it is, I need to learn how sailing, the process of sailing, how it's done, immigration, the rules on the open water. How do you defend yourself on open water? Like I say, against whatever kind of things you find out there, whether they're in the water or not. And so this is the kind of stuff that I want to learn, not, pull the rope and do it. That's not the stuff. But anyway, I may go. I'm thinking on the Virgin Islands or the Cayman Islands. After I lost my wife, I was heading on the motorcycle. I was heading to Argentina. That's when I got stuck back in Guatemala again. So Argentina could be. That's one of these places I really don't want to go by myself. I'd rather have somebody with me. And the reason is I like traveling with somebody with me. And one thing I've noticed, I travel all over China with my Chinese woman, and that was a lot of fun. And because, like I say, I had somebody with me, and like I say, when you're with somebody and you trust them, it's a whole lot easier to do the kind of traveling that I do. So these are things that I'm thinking on and trying to figure out what I want to do. But like I say, right now, I'm getting everything, all my stuff ready here in the States. I say, just got to get my priorities right. And once I get everything done here, then I'll be ready to get back going again. But anyway, thought I'd let you get caught up on what's on my mind. And so if anybody wants to go, just, I'm giving you plenty of warning. And but anyway, just thinking. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.